it's going to be real interesting to see how this version of Vesemir turns into Kim Bodnia for The Witcher Season 2. Not a match! And it's weird that they would undercut both projects because it's made by the same people. It's being overseen by the same Netflix Witcher team. So you'd think that if they couldn't change how the character was animated at that point, because, animation has a lot more, prep time, they would have factored that into who they cast as Vesemir in live action, the older version of the character. I mean, I don't know, if Kim Bodnia becomes available, if anyone who's watched Killing Eve knows that he's fantastic. He's a wonderful, charismatic, complex actor who has experience playing someone who oversees someone that they're molding and responsible for, let's just say a complicated father figure. And this animated movie's you would want him if you could get him. And the animated movie's really, really good. So I guess they had no choice but to just proceed. But it would have been nice if they had them match up visually. So it gave you more of a feel that this was all the same universe. But it is what it is. This is good. This is very good. I wouldn't say, it's not like amazing, but it's good. So this is basically the origin story of Vesemir, who ends up training Henry Cavill's Geralt, as well as what's basically the Witcher version of Star Wars Order 66, which made the Jedi practically extinct, and here, the Witchers. I appreciated that. Now, learning that stuff. So, speaking, by the way, of borrowing heavily from other franchises, this is basically Castlevania, even down to Theo James's voice work. This is like halfway between Castlevania and The Witcher. We've got monster hunters and mages, local politicians and civilians hiring said people, and some very excellent R-rated animation. Yep, there's a ton of gore here and some nudity, but it all serves the story. I just want you to know about it so you have that information when you decide where to watch this and with whom. And this is from the same animation studio also did The Legend of Korra, so some sequences are a little reminiscent of that show as well. But still, The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf, manages to still be its own story in the end, and it does a very nice job fleshing out the Witcher universe, particularly for those of us who don't read the books or play the video games. I feel I learned a lot watching this. Yes, if a franchise wants to stay competitive these days in a very competitive market, it needs to branch out exponentially and have a steady flow of content. And as Castlevania is forced to regroup after the Warren Ellis scandal, The Witcher sees an opening with this, a live action spin-off, also a prequel, The Witcher Blood Origin, which just began filming. And of course we have The Witcher Season 2 fast approaching. That's in post, and it'll drop December 17th of this year. Netflix, which airs both of these things, just sits back and keeps us happy and keeps us subscribed. So let's talk about The Witcher Nightmare of the Wolf with no spoilers. Now this anime film, it's about an hour and a half. It's a solid evening of entertainment, or whenever you plan to watch it, you get a good chunk of entertainment. That at first, when you first start it, it'll seem a little bit by the numbers. It'll be like, how many times have I seen this story? But eventually, it does a very nice job at not only, again, giving us the origin of Vesemir, but some history of the Witchers, and shows us how Witchers are made. Some of you might be like, I already know that, Grace. Well, I didn't, and I appreciated finding it out. The movie only falters. My only real legit criticism of it is that I hate when they use adult actors to voice child characters. They do this all the time, particularly in anime. I don't know if it's adult content, but they have child actors in adult content like rated R movies and stuff. It just really bothers me because it doesn't sound, these adult actors don't sound like children. It's not like they got like Tara Strong, who's very good at voicing children. I'm like, do I sound like a child right now? It's ridiculous. It just takes you out of the story. It really bothers me. Otherwise though, great stuff. A decent amount of story, excellent action sequences, and really well-designed monsters to hunt. And I appreciated that the most because we don't really get that so much in the live-action show. In fact, thanks to this being animated, the Witchers seem stronger and more powerful. I don't remember Henry Cavill blasting fire at anybody, do you? It's been a while since I watched it, but I think, he certainly didn't do it the way they do it here. And the monsters are not only scarier and more violent, bigger, more fantastic, and with more screen time. However, with Henry Cavill for Witcher Season 2 being reported to get $3 million overall with $400K an episode, maybe they also have some money to throw at some monsters for Season 2 as well. So let's see. If they don't, it's because, I don't know, I think Henry Cavill on the show is worth every penny. So good for him. You get paid, Henry Cavill. And that's funny because that's what hurt him with Superman. But he got paid here. Having only seen Theo James momentarily in Downton Abbey and then in the Divergent films, I can't believe what an incredible actor he's become thanks to voice work, not only here, but of course in Castlevania. He is just phenomenal. The nuances. I can only hope this leads to some live action opportunities for him. I think he's supposed to be doing the Time Traveler's wife. He's the Time Traveler. I think that's an HBO upcoming show. I'm going to watch it for him because I think he's really great. I mean, I used to think he was kind of silly, but now I'm like, that guy can act. The rest of the cast does a nice job as well, but I don't want to discuss them for fear of giving anything away. This was good. There are a lot of good twists. I watch, as you know, a lot of movies and TV, so I can see most stuff coming. But this, I didn't see almost any of the twists and turns coming, especially in the third act. And I got a little teary too. It was good. I was surprisingly emotionally moved. So I would say The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf is a must-watch for anyone, of course, who's a Witcher fan, but also even if you're just a casual fan who watches the Netflix show. This is going to fill in some blanks. I think you're going to want to watch it, especially because Vesemir is about to show up in live action. Otherwise, if you like anime or miss Castlevania, this will scratch that itch as well. So that's my review of the very first anime movie. I'm sure it won't be the last. I think this is going to do quite well for them, for the Witcher on Netflix. And that hits this coming Monday, August 23rd. I know, on a Monday, weird, but you're going to want to watch it. All right, if you're watching my channel and you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you're the audience for this movie. All right, share your thoughts down below, subscribe today, and of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.